Good morning and welcome to Vibrant Morning here in BTV. Now, Vibrant Morning brings you what is in the People Daily newspaper and much more. Please keep tuned to Vibrant Morning here in BTV, your home live TV. Now, this morning we've got a lot that we have in store for you. Please keep tuned, keep watching. You can reach us on Facebook page Blackman TV. You can also reach us on WhatsApp. That is BTV. You can also reach us on YouTube, that is BTV Kenya. You can also reach us on TikTok and Instagram, BTV. Please remember your comments really count. I'm your host Gaga Isaiah, and my co-host Lennox Odede is with me. Hi, good morning Lennox.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How was your day? How was your weekend? It has been long.
Yeah, it has been long. The weekend was good. Everything is just fine.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Lennox. Please, thank you for keeping tuned to BTV. Remember, you can just go and pick a copy of People Daily newspaper. It is a free newspaper and read more comprehensively, as what we'll be giving you here is just a brief of what is in the newspaper and the top stories of the newspaper, that is People Daily newspaper. Like I said earlier, or as we've been saying every now and again, Lennox is here to tell us of what has been happening in Migori County and Migori Town. Welcome, Lennox.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. A lot happened over the weekend. On Friday, we had several leaders in the county. We had the governor for Homa Bay, Gladys Wanga. We had minority leader Junet Mohammed. We had MP Suna West Masara Peter. We had the governor of Migori County Chilo Ayako and other distinguished guests at Migori Stadium, whereby they presided over a harambe that was aimed at assisting the Kenya National Union of Teachers NAT Migori branch in building or rather constructing a modern office. Remember, right now they are still renting office, and so the leaders were there, but they got around 7 million shillings, and we thank the leaders for coming out to at least assist our teachers to get somewhere better they can call an office. And while we were there, we saw something that was so nasty. You know, the party chairman, the party chair lady was there, the Gladys Wanga, and we saw our leaders maybe engaging in a fight, something that was so nasty, and we need our leaders at least to be united. The fact that we have ideological differences does not mean that now we have to fight each other. It is normal to have ideological differences. Philosophically, it is right. Yeah, because all of us can't think the same, because all of us were brought up in different environments. Once you get out of your home, that's another environment. You go to school, that is another environment. You go to anywhere, that's another environment, and each and every person has an history of where he was brought up. And right now, again, we had the Migori County CSOs headed by Krimo, also sensitizing the Bungala Waranchi fraternity on how best they can do an oversight role, and much more. And today, and again, we have a conference, Kepsha chairman, Kepsha teachers in Nyanza region having their conference, 3-day conference in Migori Stadium, and we will be bringing you more details. Yes, so that's all.
Yes, on Saturday you said there was something which was going on something went on in Mabera, that is in
the UD elections, that is UD elections, in as much as it was peaceful, but somehow it had some cartels who did what walihitilafiana na uchaguzi katika maeneo ya Mabera, Kuria West, and the UDA members there said that they will withdraw their membership from the UDA party because, you know, people who were interfering with the elections were not even staunch UDA members, by the way. They are people who belong to other parties, and then after the elections they got into UDA party, and that is very wrong, by the way, because you remember these are people who are who belonged to other political parties or other affiliated to coalitions, other political coalitions. And you know, immediately after elections, you saw what happened. Several people went to the government of the day, the party of the day, and they got there. So I think, being that the couriers are the minority, there are the people that there are some people who are taking advantage of that, and they took over everything, leaving behind those people who have really struggled with the party since its inception. In
the Nyanza region, especially in Migori County. Okay, looking at the People Daily newspaper, we see the cover page, we see the image of the President William Ruto, and the big story is Kenya's face of tyranny and wastage. Now, People Daily are saying that Ruto is the Kenya's face of tyranny. What is your opinion on that?
You know, first of all, we have to understand what is the meaning of tyranny, or rather, what's the meaning of being a tyrant. And that is something that we have to understand. After understanding what tyranny means, then we have to look at what is happening in the country. And then after that, now we will have to understand what it means. So maybe you can explain to us what a tyranny is.
Actually, tyranny simply means use of force and authority.
Use
that's
force and authority, and again it means that your say is the final.
Is the final say.
So I think this is true, because when we looked at what happened last week, when students were tear gassed, and you know, it is something that we saw force being used. And it is something that really got us frightened, in as much as we were blaming the politician for engaging the innocent girls in maybe achieving his political ambitions, but the government really used a lot of force, because number one, those were minors, number two, they were not armed. Because I don't think whether a minor can decide to take a stone and throw at a police officer. These are people who are really unarmed. They were not armed at all. So using such kind of force on students shows that we are in a tyrant. We are being led by a tyrant kind of government, or other leader. And we've even seen how maybe some politicians who are not singing the song of the day are being treated, and it is something that must really get us worried.
Now talking on the incident that happened in Nakuru in regards to the Butere Girls High School students, this it has brought a lot of mixed reactions, and we have seen top government officials coming out to condemn this, just beginning from here in Migori. On Friday last week, we did see the Secretary General KNUT condemned what happened, condemned Malala for using pupils to champion for their to help settle political scores. At the same time, you also condemned the police for using excessive force. And also yesterday, we did see when the government spokesperson, that is Mr. Moura, coming out and condemning politicians for using students to champion for their political ambitions to settle political scores. And we have also seen CS Raymond Omolo coming out and saying we don't need to use children to settle political scores and championing for our own political gain. And previously we did see Malala calling on the First Lady, saying the First Lady happened to
be an alumni
happened to be a student at Butere Girls, and she was there, and he was calling on her. I don't know on what grounds, but saying
you know the fact that you went to a particular school, by the way, does not mean that you have to speak for that school. Because for example, I went to a particular school, and you know, the only relationship between me and the students who are still ongoing with the education in that school is that we went to the same environment of learning institution. We went to the same school. So if there is anything that I can assist the school with, then I can do it voluntarily. Not that you have to be told that you should do this because this is the right thing to do. Because what Malala was trying to do, he was trying to paint the First Lady as someone who is not assisting the school in any way. Yet, when you look at the records, number one, she's the chair lady of the alumni association, which is normal because each and every institution has got the alumni association. So does it mean that even when you are moving on the wrong direction, then you should just be supported?
Badges, t-shirts,
yeah. Does it mean that you have to be supported even when you are going to the wrong direction?
business cards?
I really don't know what our leaders are up to, but speaking, I think sometimes we are going overboard and we get to do things that we ought not to do. We ought not to do certain things, like looking onto that cover page of the People Daily newspaper. You say that now that is Ruto is the image of tyranny and wastage.
Yeah.
Now, in your opinion, do you see President Ruto as a wastage, a leader who doesn't know to use funds or resources? Because looking at what's happening, the president has been going around, and when you look at this critically, there's a lot that has happened. And the truth be told, the president has done a lot. You look at our GDP, has grown. It was not like it was before. Things have changed. The dollar is now gaining. I mean, the shillings is gaining as compared to when the president came into power. And I don't know what to say about the wastage that is being that the People Daily Nation is putting there.
People's Daily.
Is it as a result of the promises he's making to Kenyans, the donation he's giving to church, and all that?
You know, with that, I think otherwise, because number one, the president, you know, as a leader, huwezi furahisha kila mtu. At one point in time, kuna watu lazima ukose kuwafurahisha. At one point in time, kuna watu utawafurahisha. And then, at one point in time, kuna watu, hata kama unafanya kitu kizuri, they will look for a fall in whatever you are doing. For example, we had Shah. You know, Shah, a lot of people are saying, oh, this thing is faulty, oh, we need to do this, oh, this and this, oh, this and that, oh, this. And at the end of the day, you will realize that each and every person who has gone to the hospital will tell you that Shah is working and is working smoothly. It's only that now, cartels were denied access to do the shoddy things that they were doing. Okay, we have affordable housing. We have one in Mabera, and it is almost getting into a completion. Some people, you will hear some people saying that, oh, this is Mr. President's business, or is meeting here and a letter, or nini. We saw the issue of mbolea when this mara, that some people were saying that hiyo mbolea ambayo ilitoka Russia ilikuja, then it was repackaged, then sold to Kenyans at a cheaper price. So people will talk, people will have to talk, and people will have to say a lot of things. But as a president or as a leader, just do your part, then leave. The person who will come next will also do his part and leave. Yeah.
Now, there's another story that I want us to look at briefly before we wind up the show. It is also on the cover page, but it's a small story. Why Gen Zs are the new billionaires. And if you read the story, it is on the story is on
Are they really billionaires?
the story is on page 5. The Gen Zs to consume 4.4 trillion this year.
Or in the coming budget.
Okay. The young generation continues to influence market industries and companies. Stories by Cynthia Atuo. It states that the Gen Zs have emerged as the biggest consumers in Kenya and are to spend 4.4 trillion this year. The latest World Data Lab research revealed that more than 17 million of Gen Z's consumers spend most of their money on goods and services, with the majority going towards food, housing, and transport. It projected that Nairobi, Mombasa, and Kisumu will command highest majority of consumer spending in 2025, with Meru, Mombasa, and Thika emerging fastest growing centers for spend by 2035. This is just a research. That the research is saying that as things are going on, Gen Zs are the majority. They're the people spending a lot of money, like on food stuff, on materials that they buy and use. What is your take on this? Take into consideration that now Gen Zs are the majority.
You know, there's an article I read, and it was portraying the Gen Zs as a lazy generation. I'll come back to that later. But you know, the Gen Zs, you've said that they spend a lot of goods and services, and this is a generation that loves nice things, and they love luxury. They love feeling nice. They love feeling good, you know. So I think the report is just right, because if you look at a Gen Z person, you will find out that maybe he's putting on expensive things. Maybe there's a post I saw on Facebook whereby Gen Zs were having some nice time in a burudani place. And they spent around 3.2 million shillings just on drinks, alcoholic drinks, and all that. So this report can be true, because, and then they posted it. They posted the bill. That way, tafuteni pesa nyinyi wadau. And they posted their picture there, and they posted hiyo karatasi yenye ETR machine anatoa hiyo receipt. They posted it there, holding it.
I think it also comes with that statement. We also need to look careful on how all the Gen Zs are spending money. Yeah, because
she's worried.
Young of the people. I did a little research sometimes back, and we learned that many young people are engaged in drug and substance abuse.
A lot of them.
Yeah. So I think that's also need to be looked at. Now there's this story. I want us to wind up with this story. Now last time we had seen the University of Nairobi coming out, protesting, giving press briefing on the management, on the transfer of the lecturers, accusing the CS for education and all that. Now again, on the newspaper today we see took on spot over non-remittance of 8 million pension. Story by Rollins Otieno, that is on page 7. And we see a Senate committee has put the Technical University of Kenya took on the spot for blatant disregard of the law and failure to remit more than 800 million in contribution from the Technical University Staff Retirement Benefit Scheme. Now look at that again on page 7. I don't know why our schools these days are of a lot of negativity. We don't get something positive from the schools. This comes, there is a negative attitude and all that. I think it is high time that the government need to put more effort in our schools. Now,
yeah, and ensure that they bring back.
Yes. Now, I want to move you with speed to page 10. I know page 10 is one of the pages that you love so much on the newspaper. I want to move you to page 10 and take on the quotes of the day.
You take the first two. I'll take the last one.
I'll take the first two. The first two, this one is from Office of the President, official Arthur Osia. I will only step aside when 2027 gubernatorial contest approaches. Nothing can deter me from seeking the mandate of the country's residents to vie for the position. And now we realize that Arthur Osia
he wants to be the governor.
He wants to be the governor. People are complaining that he's campaigning and yet he's in the government. He's a civil servant. He shouldn't work. Now he's saying he cannot resign until 2027.
So when he will resign?
When he will resign to take on to take matters of politics. And also we see number 2, post 2 here is by Isiolo Governor Abdi Guyo. All the squatters are going to be resettled on disputed private land in Isiolo town. We are not bothered about the court orders.
And then we have gender. Is it government now are put in this position where they have to readapt the health facilities and readapt the HIV service delivery models. We want to think with them about what exactly we should do. That is GNP official I don't know what the meaning of GNP is. Official Florence Riako Anami saying that
is there. And also we see here
tune of the day
drama festival.
Yeah, we can see the government, and then we can see Butere girls on one side, on the right side. Then we can see Justin Bedan Muturi on the other side. And
we see the government in black.
And then we can see a police officer. So the police officer is directing the girl, or rather the Butere lady, to move to the stage. And then the government is telling him, no, hold on. This other one is becoming more dramatic.
Now, it is not even about the girl.
Yeah.
It is look at the police officer. The police officer he has blocked the mouth of the girl.
All right. I never saw this.
He has blocked the lady's mouth.
Not to speak.
Yeah, not to speak. While we see Justin Muturi, and they are saying, the government is saying, hold on.
But the way Justin Muturi is sitting is, it's sitting like someone who is detained.
So Justin Muturi is very much dramatic as compared to
the Butere girls. Yeah.
Now,
so the police officer should cross over the other side and block her from speaking.
I wonder, but Muturi has been speaking. He has been talking. But like I said earlier, it is like the last kick of a dying horse. And I don't know if it was you or a Coco who happened to say that looking at Justin Muturi, it was you gave your opinion and say Justin Muturi was like, he was seeing that the mountain is gone.
Yeah.
So he did not want to be seen as somebody who is opposing the mountain, so he had to come out.
Yeah. And he's just protecting Isunga.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he has been very
And his political
relevancy.
Yeah.
So he has been very much dramatic, and we can see that the government say Muturi is very much dramatic as compared to the Butere girls.
Yes.
That's what the cartoon of the day is all about. Now,
Thought of the day.
yes, thought of the day, looking down there.
In faith, there is enough light for those who want to believe, and enough shadows to blind those who don't. In faith, there is enough light for those who want to believe, and enough shadows to blind those who don't.
In faith, there's enough light for those who want to believe, and enough shadows to those who don't. That's self-explanatory. When it comes to that, that's a self-explanatory. In faith, there's enough light for those who want to believe. Now, the very moment you believe in something, it works for you. You'll see a light on what you believe in. But if you don't have faith in something, it is like that thing is darkened. That's you're practicing journalism. You have faith that this is what can make you earn a living. This is the best thing you can do. I've never heard you saying like you believe in fishing. You see. So what you don't believe in, faith simply what you believe in. When you don't believe in something, you cannot see the good side of that, only see the dark side of it. So I think that is what the thought of the day is all about. We have to take it down at that point and bring it to an end, because we see our time is much spent. Keep tuned to keep following BTV. We'll bring you what's happening in Migori County. Remember, like Odede said earlier, that there is an event that is going on in Migori Stadium. We'll make sure you bring what's happening as things unfold. Keep tuning to BTV. Keep following. We'll also give you what's happening in the Republic of Kenya. We are here to make sure that every day you have something new that's happening in the Republic of Kenya. Keep tuned. Welcome. Let's meet tomorrow the same time, the same place.
Thank
Have
you.
a wonderful day. Odede is signed out. Thank you. I'm Gagia Isaiah.